there and welcome back to the second video that I will be sharing for today's Marvellous Masks class. My name is Julie Sutcliffe and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK. If you haven't seen my earlier video, then you might want to go take a look at that after this video. I probably should have done these cards first, but what the heck. We're just doing 2 more cards. In total, my ladies will have made 6 cards, but we'll have stuff left to make another couple of cards. We haven't used the old olive, but I did pop it in for my customers to have in their stash. And what we're going to use for this second set of cards is a sheet of standard basic white, a sheet of Daffodil Delight, and we only need half a sheet of the pecan pie. So we actually only need half a sheet of this. So the first thing we're going to do is to make the card bases. We're going to move that cutter out of the way and we're going to score our Daffodil Delight at 10.5 centimetres. We're going to flip it round and we're going to cut it at 14.8. So we have 2 card bases. Okay. And then the next thing we shall do is we're going to cut our pecan pie. As I say, we only need half of this. So if you want to cut it at 9.5, I'm cutting it at 9.5. The wider, slightly wider piece you can keep in your stash and use for something else. And then we're going to turn it round and we're going to cut it at 13.8 twice. Because we're making 2 cards. Similar, but not identical. So that's 9.5 by 13.8, and we will end up with a ½ centimetre border around the card, each of the cards. And then finally, we're going to cut the white at 9, pop that in at 9. Again, you can use that for something else. And the first one we're going to cut at 13.3. Okay, now leave that maybe to the top and separate. The next one, we would normally cut at 13.3, but I think you should cut at 13.4 or just over 13.4, and I will tell you for why with that soon. So this one is slightly longer, so I'll put that one to the bottom. Okay. And now I'm going to explain why. We're going to make these simple cards, okay, with the thanks stamp over the top there. Hopefully you can see that nicely. But what I've done is I've done all the inking and the stamping, and then on the second card, I don't know if you can see, but I've run it through a new embossing folder that I've got, just because I think it's a really lovely effect. So that was the reason why I made this one a little bit longer, because when you use these really detailed embossing folders, especially the deep ones, you can get a bit of shrinkage with your card, so you end up with a bit of a wider border. So that's why I cut the white a little bit longer. All right, so what we're going to do, I'll just pop those up there. We're going to take that smaller piece, all right, and then we are going to put, oops, I've just dropped a block. And another one. Wake the doggy up. Sorry, doggy. Okay, so I'm going to pop this on now. This should just fit. I might twist it to fit. It should just fit absolutely perfect on the 9 centimetre wide card. I'm going to stick that down. I'm leaving the similar gap up there to what I've got down here. Actually, I might just move it down a little bit more. Okay. And then we're going back to the same technique as before. We're grabbing that large blending brush and we're inking away. I'm going to try and go back and make it a bit darker in the middle. Get it really dark if I can. And then same on this one. circular motions. If you didn't see my first video, this is Daffodil Delight ink that I'm using. Okay, right, so I'm going to move that off. There we go. I love that ombre look of that one. So that's the smaller one, and then I'll take the other one. And same. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to move that one to that side because that's the slightly longer one. And now we'll take the leaves. Now, if you wanted to do the leaves as they're supposed to be, then the nick there, what you can do is put this back and line it over the top, yeah, and then line up the leaf, yeah, and see where you want it, and then remove this one and pop your leaves. Now that's where they're supposed to go, but I don't like that. I like to do my own thing, so I'm gonna do my own thing. All right, so I might have to actually give that a clean because I think I'm going to turn it over and I don't want to get green ink. So I've just given that a little clean because I want to do my leaf like that there. So just move that ink pad out of the way. Take the little blending brush. Remember, don't start straight on the leaf. Work your way from the plastic, work your way down. Otherwise you get too much ink at the top. Okay, so that's that one. Then I'm going to do one here like this. There. And then I think I'll do one here. I'm just copying my own cards here. But these are the different way round to what they were on my original design of the flowers. But let's do it there like that actually. Okay, and then I think I'll do the smaller one just to fill this little gap here. And then I'll move it slightly and do a bit of an overlap. And there we have that. All right. So next job is to do the centres. There it is. Right. Just drop that mask on my ink pad. I shouldn't leave my ink pads open. I tell my ladies off for that if I'm doing an in-person class. Well, I don't tell them off, but just doing the centres with the ink, pecan pie and a sponge dauber. Okay, very, very quick to do. And then finally, we're going to do the accents. getting it lined up. Oh, not even opened my ink pad. Right. Just make sure that's in the right place. Slightly different technique here. I'm pushing ink in rather than rubbing it round, because I want to get in all the little nooks and crannies. And there we have that one. So that's the smaller one. Now we need to repeat all of that again. Well, we've already done the sunflowers, so we'll do the leaves. Just doing this, not chatting, and just thinking how therapeutic this is actually. Really therapeutic. Okay, so that's the leaves done. I've used all my old olive ink, so I can close that back up. As I have with the Daffodil Delight, I can close that back up. We have done with those. And we have done with the sunflowers and the leaves. We just have the centres to do now. Look at how lovely they look. I've not actually added any extra ink on. I'm just going to see if I can get away with using what's on the sponge dauber. It looks like I can. There we go, look. So I didn't even need to reapply the ink then. So I could have closed that ink pad up. Then position these over the top. And there we go. Right, so now what I need to do is to do a little bit of stamping on these. So that's the larger one and that's the smaller one. Okay, and I would really like to do the hello friend again. All right, so oh, I've still got a cup of tea left here. I didn't see I'd got all that left. Oh, it's just at that point where it's still drinkable. Do you have like a, do you have that? Do you have like a cut-off point for your tea and you think, ah. So what I'm going to do is, oh, hang on a minute. I don't know if this is going to work with, I might have to do it a bit lower down there like that. Let's see, let's go for it, eh? So I've done friend there, and hopefully the hello, I could actually do that with the, I've lost the hello. I've lost my little hello. I wonder if it dropped off on that block. Yes, it's on that block that dropped off. Now, that's the block that was too big, so I'm now going to get on a different block. And I'm going to do hello up here. Hopefully you'll still be able to see it. Yeah, it's not too bad. And then here, similar. I think that friend's a bit wonky, actually. So I've stamped friend, and then I'm going to stamp hello. There we go. There we go. Okay, so they do look very, very similar, but we're going to make them different. Look at my hands, the sign of a good crafting session. Right, so the first one, which we've already got our, let me just put that there. We'd already got out everything else prepped for these, so I'm just going to glue this down. No ribbon today, no dimensionals. All the cards we've made today don't need a large letter stamp to go in the post, so that's all good. So really good cards for posting, which is what I'm going to be doing with mine, although they are going to be going in with some gifts. So that's one. Now with this one, I don't want to glue it down yet because I'm going to do something else. Okay, I'm going to grab my machine, my cut and emboss machine. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. And if you're using one of the thicker folders, then you only need platform 1 and then plate number 4. I used the new one, I think it's something tile, so it's this one. It is in the mini catalogue. So I'm going to pop it in the embossing folder, okay, like that. And you want to have the Stampin' Up logo facing up, with the design facing up. I'm going to pop it through. Can't do the stamping after this, you see, you have to do all of the stamping before. And then you get a gorgeous effect. Gorgeous textured effect, okay. And then we're going to tape on here. And let's hope it's worked when we cut it a little bit longer. It looks like it has. If I'd have cut it a lot shorter, we'd have had a bigger gap at the bottom there. Well, bottom or top. So there we go. So that's a little tip. Cut it a little bit longer if you're using one of those folders, because of the shrinkage. And then there we go. Ta-da! So these are the second 2 cards. Just using the folder, just using the stencils, I mean the masks, and an embossing folder. So no extra products there. So here we have, let's line up what we've made. So dead easy, just a simple lot of cards. Hello friend. And then I've got all the ones that I made for the class. So I've got 12 cards now with these beauties. So I've got lots of cards to send out now. I'll just leave them on there so you can see. Lots of cards to send out now to lovely team members and friends. Thank you for joining me today. I do hope that you have enjoyed the class. And if you'd like to do any classes, or if you'd like to order products, please do get in touch with me. My email is in the video description. And other than that, have a fabulous rest of your day, and I will see you really soon. Bye.